Alright guys, Garage Workouts here, episode 6 on road to 210 kilo bench. So today it's going to be a high volume bench press session. We're doing 7 sets of 5 of 155 kilos. We're doing some incline bench, going to be incorporating some bands, some chains. We're also going to be doing some supersets, some high rep sets. So yeah, let's get absolutely jacked. So 60 kilos, warm up here, making sure that the warm-up sets look just like the working sets, getting blood flow in the muscles, and just mentally preparing for the heavy sets to come. You know when you're warming up, when 100 be moving like this is going to be a great workout. Got to leave some space in between for the plates. Got to let them jiggle. There's no better noise than that. So yeah, going up in 20 kilo increments, did do some bands, some stretching and some dynamic stretches. Didn't show that on camera. If people would like to see my bench press warm up in full, I can do a separate video on that. So first working set, so it was 155 kilos, paused, and we're doing 7 sets of 5 today. So the initial plan was actually do 147.5, but based upon my previous workouts and warm-ups, there's definitely way more in the tank, and even 155 still feels quite light, to be honest. I can still keep really good form and technique, and is enough weight to obviously stimulate muscle growth and strength whilst maintaining that perfect form. Sure, form could probably still be improved, can always improve and be better, but I'm happy with this technique. So as you can see here, just doing some band pull aparts. You can do these before or after the workout. I threw them in as a superset with the bench, help increase work capacity a bit. The bench felt light, moved quick, so I thought, why not just do a superset? And this is helping me engage my lats more, keep my upper back engaged. So as you can see here, as I unrack the bar, lats engaged, chest up, shoulders back, and I'm tucking the elbows at the bottom, my leg drive switched on, and I'm not dropping that bar on my chest, okay? So it's down, pause, as soon as it touches my chest, split second, press, power, explosive. It's not a slow upwards, it's just, try and accelerate that thing as fast as possible. So I'm feeling so strong on this raw bench recently, and I'm really happy with how everything's progressing. The last time I done raw bench, I was benching 190 kilos raw, and then I switched to slingshot, and I done my sort of peak max best slingshot lift would probably be a 230 kilo pin press, and it just shows that the carryover between them is massive. I'm way ahead of schedule. I was supposed to do 147.5 and I'm doing 155 kilos for 7 sets of 5 as well. I mean, that's a lot of volume. What I'm trying to say is that bench press variations have massive carryover. If, for example, slingshot bench, benching with chains and bands, floor press, incline press, close grip pressing, Larson pressing, all of these different lifts gives you new opportunities to set new PBs. If you hit a plateau and you change variation and you get stronger on that, almost always when you come back to that original lift, you're much stronger. Someone, for example, that does 200 kilo Larson press will most likely be able to do like 220 or 230 or maybe more on a standard flat bench. So yeah, I'll let you guys watch the rest of the sets, and then when we get to the incline press, I'll explain everything. Alright guys, so now we've added in another exercise, okay? So we're doing incline barbell bench, and we're doing this with bands and chains, which you'll see later on. And I have not been that sore after my workouts, and I think there's a little bit more room for recovery. So I've just added in an extra accessory, and if I need an extra day to recover because of soreness, that's fine too. So why am I doing this? Okay, so obviously incline, different bench press variation. Going to have good carryover to flat. It's going to work the shoulders a bit more. Adding the bands and the chains is going to add a stability factor as well, and that's going to help work the shoulders more. Okay, and in a good way. I have found in my personal sort of experiences that benching with bands and chains has massively improved my shoulder health. Okay, so that's one thing from my personal experiences. Another thing is also it's gonna load much more the triceps. So obviously, as I'm lowering the weight, as the bands are stretching out less and the chains touching the floor, but as I get higher to lockout, those bands stretch out more and more of those chain links come off the floor. So this is really sort of putting more emphasis on the triceps. Okay. So it's deloading at the chest, taking emphasis off the chest, and at lockout, it's putting more emphasis on the tricep. Okay, so that's why we're doing that. So more emphasis on the shoulders, stability, and also more emphasis on the triceps. As you can see, I'm doing a drop set as well, and this is just to increase the intensity, get more blood flow in the muscles, and just to challenge myself more, change the accommodating resistance. Always good to switch up the workouts and change the variations to keep progressing. Another note to add is that incline obviously works the upper chest slightly more, and naturally, because this is very high incline, naturally works the shoulders more anyway. So that's another thing. So the bands are probably adding about 10 to 20 kilos at the top, at the highest point, and the chains are probably adding about 20 to 30 kilos at the highest point as well. So obviously after doing these drop sets, my triceps, my upper chest and shoulders was all cooked, which was great. So most likely what I'll probably find next week, because my body's not used to this, because I haven't done this for a while, is that I'll be significantly stronger. So this was very challenging for me. I didn't get much weight on it, but next week I'm sure I'll be much stronger. Okay, so another accessory, and this is just for blood flow and to isolate the chest. So this is a Larson press, and we're doing dumbbell presses, 37.5 kg each dumbbell, and we're doing 20 rep sets, and then we're supersetting this with push-ups. So the goal with this is just get as much blood in the chest as possible. I also isolate the chest. I feel that I can isolate my chest really well with Larson press, and the dumbbells you can squeeze and contract, and the high repetitions from the dumbbell press and the push-ups just swell that chest up as big as possible, get as much blood in there, and that will help with recovery. And also doing these dumbbells, obviously if there's any muscle imbalances, it will prevent that as well. So yeah, moving on now to band pushdowns. Okay, and this is just high reps, blood flow, strengthen the tendons. It's constant tension as well. So 50 to 100 rep sets. All right, so last exercise now, we're doing dumbbell lateral raises for the side delts, and we're supersetting them with front raises with the bands. And this is just get as much blood in the shoulder as possible, make it swell up and grow. So today a bit higher volume than usual, but was feeling strong. And sometimes when the strength's there, you got to take it. Don't stick to your program exact. We've got auto regulate. If you're having a good day and the strength is there, use it. And if you're having a bad day, is probably a reason. Sometimes we need extra recovery or more rest or more food, or calories. So after today, I'll probably take 2-3 days to rest, let all the muscles recover, and then hit the bench again for episode 7. So yeah, thanks again for watching, guys. And if you've got any questions, just put them in the comments and I'll get back to you when I can. And like and subscribe to follow the journey to 210 kilo bench. Thanks.